Welcome to this explainer. Look, if you're gearing up for finals and need to master business growth strategies, or if you're just trying to tackle those tricky scenario-based math and analytical practice questions, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to take these complex frameworks and quantitative concepts and make them, well, incredibly clear. So, grab your notes and let's get ready to totally ace those analytical questions.
Here's our roadmap for today. We're covering 1. Defining business growth. 2. Organic versus strategic. 3. The need for planning. 4. Core strategies. 5. Diversification types. And finally 6. The Pure Glow Cosmetics case.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, Defining Business Growth. The absolute crucial point here is that true business growth, it isn't just a temporary one-off spike in sales. Nope. It's a stage where an organization experiences unprecedented and, most importantly, sustained increases in its market reach and profit avenues. When you think about this mathematically, it means you're consistently crunching the numbers to show real upward trends in revenue, maybe higher production yields, or a statistically significant expansion of your customer base over time.
Moving on to Section 2, Organic versus Strategic Growth.
So, the first avenue is organic growth. This is basically when a company expands using entirely its own internal resources. Think about, say, making your production more efficient. For instance, if you set some revenue aside to buy a second machine, you can literally double your production without taking on any debt. The math is super simple here. Your internal profits fund your growth. On the flip side, strategic growth involves these big, long-term initiatives that require crunching the numbers on significant external funding and actually calculating the ROI on large amounts of debt. Usually, businesses start out organic, right? And they hope to generate enough capital to eventually invest in those major, slow-developing strategic initiatives.
Okay, Section 3, the need for planning.
Now, there are 3 core reasons why having a growth plan is absolutely non-negotiable. First up, funding. You're going to need investors at some point, and guess what? They expect a mathematically sound, rock-solid plan. Second is insurance. Growth actually creates a sort of financial force field. Just think back to the economic upheaval for brick-and-mortar businesses in 2020. That financial padding is exactly what protects you from the unexpected. And third, credibility, or creditability. For brand new businesses, securing a loan and managing that debt is priority number 1. Your growth plan is essentially your roadmap to making sure you can actually repay to bank.
Let's dive into Section 4, Core Business Growth Strategies.
So, a growth strategy is your specific, quantifiable plan to hit those targeted numbers. We're talking about things like a projected 20% bump in yearly revenue. To get there, your actionable mechanics might involve aggressive customer acquisition, or maybe launching franchise opportunities, spinning up totally new product lines, or even just dominating online platforms across the globe.
Let's take a closer look at some of these specific strategies, starting off with market penetration. This one is all about capturing and really dominating more of your current market share. And how do you do this? Well, you develop uniqueness. That could be through aggressive price differentiation, like calculating a margin that lets you offer cheaper prices, or even charging a premium to grab a totally different segment. Or you could just change up your marketing, so your target customer perceives your product from a completely fresh perspective.
A brilliantly perfect example of market penetration is IKEA. You see, in the beginning, IKEA aggressively captured the market by offering their products at noticeably lower prices. And they pulled this off by using cheaper raw materials, merging warehouses, and, of course, famously, taking away the assembly lines and making us do it ourselves. But hey, that specific penetration strategy, it's exactly what helped them become the world's leading retailer for economical furniture.
Now, 2 other major strategies you need to know are market expansion and product development. Market expansion is basically grabbing market share in a completely new demographic. For example, if you sell a really cool watch in the US, taking that exact same watch to unserved customers over in Asia or Europe, that's market expansion. Product development, on the other hand, is when you improve your offering for your existing customers. Just think of Apple. They continuously introduce new, way more powerful iPhone models or entirely new products like the voice-enabled HomePod. This creates this incredible repetitive loop of sales and referrals from their already happy existing customer base.
All right, Section 5, Understanding Diversification Types.
If you're preparing for a finals exam, you're definitely going to want to pay very close attention here. Diversification is inherently risky. And why is that? Well, because the mathematical probability of failure actually spikes when you introduce a completely new product into a completely unexplored market. You are literally stepping entirely outside of your established comfort zone and all your reliable historical data.
There are 4 specific, highly testable directions a company can take when they decide to diversify: horizontal, vertical, concentric, and conglomerate. So let's break these down one by one. That way you can easily identify them in a scenario question and mathematically justify the strategic shift.
First up, horizontal diversification. This is when you add a new, completely unrelated product at the same exact level of the value chain, and you target it at your existing customers. Imagine a sports shoe company that suddenly starts selling sports apparel. Next is vertical diversification. This is where you expand along your own supply chain, so you can move backward toward your raw materials, kind of like a local coffee shop deciding to roast its own beans, or you can move forward, getting closer to the consumer, like opening your very own distribution channel.
Then we have concentric diversification. This one is all about leveraging your current strengths. You're adding new products that are related to your existing technology or production. A classic example here is a camera manufacturer that suddenly begins producing specialized lenses. And finally, conglomerate diversification. This is the big one, folks, expanding into entirely unrelated products and entirely unrelated markets. Now, why on earth would a company do this? Mainly to reduce risk by mathematically spreading it across totally different industries. An example would be a food company acquiring a clothing brand. It sounds totally unrelated, but structurally, it's a lot safer for the parent company's overall portfolio.
Which brings us to Section 6, Scenario, Pure Glow Cosmetics case. Let's put this into practice. Okay, let's put everything we've learned to the test with a solutions explainer practice scenario. Imagine a company called Pure Glow Cosmetics. They're known for skincare, face creams, cleansers, moisturizers, that sort of thing. And they have a highly loyal beauty customer base. Well, recently, Pure Glow decided to launch a brand new product line, scented candles and home fragrances, like room sprays and diffusers. Now, obviously, these are not skincare products, but they definitely appeal to the exact same customers who enjoy self-care. Furthermore, Pure Glow is going to sell these candles through the exact same stores and online platforms as their skincare items.
So here is your exam question. Based on the 4 types we just covered, horizontal, vertical, concentric, or conglomerate, which specific diversification strategy is Pure Glow Cosmetics actually executing here? Take a second, pause, and think about the variables. Is it a new product? Yes. Is it the same customers? Yes. Same distribution? Yes.
Got your answer? The solution is horizontal diversification. Let's break down exactly why. Pure Glow added a new, completely unrelated product, home fragrances, but they targeted it perfectly at their existing skincare consumer base, and they used the exact same level of the value chain, meaning the same retail stores. You see, they didn't buy out their raw chemical suppliers, so it's definitely not vertical. They didn't leverage their skincare manufacturing tech to magically make candles, so it's not concentric. And it wasn't targeting a completely different market, so it wasn't conglomerate. By process of elimination and looking at the variables, it was purely horizontal.
Understanding exactly how to analyze these variables and crunch the growth numbers is honestly the key to acing your exams. As you prepare for your finals this week, I want to leave you with a quick thought experiment. Take a look around your own home. What strategic moves are your favorite brands making right now? When your favorite coffee brand releases a totally new gadget or maybe an app you use buys out a competitor, how would you categorize their growth using this exact framework? Keep analyzing, keep questioning, and for sure you'll do great on your finals. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.